Okay. Trigger alert. Trigger alert. Now, we got a video for you. And again, trigger alert. I'm going to drop the bomb on that. Now, let's go straight in to the video without further delay.
Now, I made a post on Facebook basically saying, yes, there are some women with some unrealistic expectations and standards. However, it is not an unrealistic standard for a woman to want a man that has his own home, his own vehicle, and a secure source of income. And there were a few brothers and sisters that corrected me on the vehicle part, because yes, that is true. Depending on where you live, you might not need a vehicle. It might be more of a liability than an asset, depending on where you live. But having a secure source of income, having your own home, and having a means of transportation, just being able to get to and fro, okay, those are basics. That is not a high expectation, okay? Those are the basics of adulthood. And there were brothers, there were brothers on that post debating that, like very livid, very upset, very adamant about proving that, or trying to convince me that it should not be an expectation and that it is too high of a standard. Now, I am not going to sit here and just focus on those brothers. Let me go ahead and acknowledge the fact that there were several men, or probably majority of the men on that post were like, yes, this is something that you should want for yourself as a man. If you don't even have these things, you shouldn't even be looking at women right now. You know, focus on getting these things for yourself as a man. And bravo, brothers that said things like that. I appreciate you. I respect you. We need more men like you. Yes. But for the rest of y'all, there were still too many brothers on there debating that. There was not one man on the entire post that said, you know what, I don't have these things yet, but at least it's something that I desire. It's something that I'm working towards. It was either, yeah, you should have it and I already have it, or no, I don't have it and you're wrong for saying that men should have it. It was like that. And those brothers that said that are usually the same ones that's always complaining about women not submitting to them, not respecting them, not being feminine. And I just don't understand what it is exactly that you are expecting from a woman when you don't even have certain expectations of yourself.
Sarah Lena done popped off.
She did.
Now, we're going to tag that video for you so you can watch the full version.
Yep.
I've spoken about this
many times.
So many times.
Mm-hmm.
You've touched on it. You've spoken about it. We've touched on this so many times.
I know.
Dope content creator. I like Sarah Lena.
Me too. So do I.
She speaks the real. I like that. Now, where do you want to start? I'll put in my notes the son husband.
Okay.
Do you want to touch on that?
Another Jody.
Yeah, baby boy. Baby boy. Yeah, so where do you want to start with that?
Son husbands.
You can start with the son husbands. That's one of my notes, but I'm saying you can say where you want to start. You know, we could touch on the son husbands after if you want.
Okay, let's touch on it after. What I put in my notes is kind of what Sarah Lena was saying in her clip.
Yeah.
Now, fellas.
She said a few things. But
fellas. When you're past a certain age, things are expected of you when you're an adult. This is just expected. You should expect it from yourself. Yeah. Take everyone out of the equation. Expect it for yourself. You should, when you're an adult, you should have a roof over your head, wherever that may be.
Yeah.
Right? You should be working, have a job, whether you're working for someone or working for yourself.
Okay.
Should be working. Finances.
Okay.
Right? This is just for yourself.
And we're going to dive into that a bit more, but yeah. Speak your truth, man. Go on.
Driving. So having a driving license. Now, just like Sarah Lena said, and a few women kind of pulled her up on that a little bit, when
depending on where you live in it.
Yeah,
so
you may not need a car.
Yeah,
we're Londoners, so we don't necessarily need one.
Let's touch on that part for just a moment, right? That you can touch on the rest of what you was gonna say. So we live in London, London in the house, and depending on what part of London you live, you transport is kind of easy.
It is
congestion charge. What's the other one? Where you can't drive through a certain thing. I can't remember. We were driving there the other day.
Yeah.
And I get it's expensive, and sometimes parking. It makes sense to just, not drive to the area and take public transport.
Yeah.
Public transport. But would you say a guy that's dating you, or generally speaking, he's supposed to at least have a driver's license?
Yes, that's a must. I'm sorry. Okay, if you think of the age of when you can get your license, you're a teenager.
17, right?
Exactly. So a teenager, you can't make a teenager do better than you.
So hold up. So you're saying that a license, even if he doesn't drive, at least having a license.
Exactly.
Because you might drive somewhere over your man, and then you might have driven there. You might be the designated driver for just driving one way. Then driving back, you might say, I'm tired, man. Yeah. I had one too many.
An emergency, something happened to me.
I need to drive.
I need you to drive us back.
I don't have a license. Let's stop there for a second. We're gonna touch back on that. Let's touch on some of them other points that you started with.
So I was just saying, having a driving license is a must. Okay, fellas.
If you don't,
that's
what you're pretty much saying.
That's
Be real.
A must.
Keep it 100. Keep it 100.
At least know how to drive, please. Just.
What if he doesn't have a license?
I suggest you get your license. If you can drive, you may as well just do it.
So basically, you're gonna pass all them type of childish things.
It's childish, yes.
I just had to say that part, but yeah, whatever. Okay, I'm being facetious. Go on.
Yes, as I was saying, you may not have a car, but being able to drive when necessary. So, like we were saying before, in regards to situation happen, I'm tired, whatever, I need you to drive. I can't drive.
You could have slipped and hurt your ankle and say, I can't drive.
That's what I'm saying.
Man's like, I can't drive neither.
No,
you're
not
me.
helped to exactly. That's not gonna work.
Facts.
So
can't drive neither, Issa. But anyway,
another one I put was dressing your age. So not dressing like a boy. When I say dressing your age, if you're a big man, you need to be wearing. You don't have to wear suits every day. Let's
rewind a little bit. I think we're going too fast for the audience.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to go way back. Now, Saralina.
Way back.
Yeah, Saralina's speaking about the levels of men nowadays.
Yeah.
And they have these expectations of women, but they're not scrubbing up. Now, you're listing off things that men should have, as in not just being a man, but being an adult. And exactly. I agree with you. I've spoken about this so many times. And when I speak on this, when I speak about women, first of all, they love that. They love when I speak about women and I say...
I mean, the fellas love...
Fellas love when I speak about women and I say, oh, there's this problem with this woman, X, Y, Z. This is what it is. They tune in then. But when I speak about the problems of men and what they need to do to level up, they ain't trying to hear me. They look at me. They're trying to pick out faults. Oh, his fade's off. Oh, this ain't right. Yada, yada, yada. Don't get me wrong. Women do it too. But today, the topic is about men. So we going to stay on that. And what I say is this. If you're fellas, if you're trying to date a woman and you're not up to par with certain basics, as in being an adult, you must allocate that time and that effort that you would be doing chasing women in chasing your dreams and putting your life together, just starting with the basics. Check it. One foot after the other. Baby steps. We don't need to, it's not a marathon. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon, right?
Yeah.
So we don't need to go above ourselves. Just start with the basics. But then these fellas want 8, 9s, and 10s. But then
asking for a
you
lot.
say to a dude, where would you rank yourself? 8, 9, or 10? Where do you live? Mommy's. Do you drive? No. What else did Sarah Lena say? She said a few things. What did she say?
She said a few things, like you said. She said about the men don't. They basically you require certain things from a woman, like her femininity or to be submissive, but then
exactly. So you require certain things of women, and you think because you're a man that she doesn't require certain things from you.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're not even coming up with the basics, but you want 8, 9s, and 10s. Now, when I said rewind, that's what I'm talking about, right? You speak on certain things, and men's gonna be like, "Look at him, he thinks he's better than me." Blah blah blah. You're always whining.
Like a little girl.
They are. They're always whining about something. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, come on now. Get your ish together. Do you see what I'm saying? But I'm not even. We did a podcast about Arrested Development, and I'm gonna touch on some of those things in this one later on.
Okay. But
touch on some of your points, so you know the listeners know what we're talking about and where we're going with this. Because it's a mazza as far as men saying they want certain kind of women. You say to those dudes, well, at least if you had a council flat, a hostel, a room, something it's your
you
own.
Can call your own. Now, I'm not saying that a hostel and all of that stuff is the greatest situation. It's not the best,
but at least it's yours, man.
Yes, exactly. So as long as you're trying to level up, you're trying to do your thing. I know it's steps. You need to take steps in order to get to a certain place.
Hence why I said baby steps.
If you're willing to take those steps, and your first step, you don't have a choice but to be in a hostel or rent in a room or whatever.
That's fine, man.
As long as you're
that's fine.
Climbing ladders.
So more time, I think with women, dating women, they're not really fussed as long as you got the basics down. Don't get me wrong. A lot of guys is reaching for the stars and they're thinking, I want the 8, 9s, and 10s. But yo, come on, look. And then when the 8, 9s, and 10s don't deal with you, oh, she's a gold digger. Oh, she thinks she's too nice. Really? If you was on your purpose and you leveled up, you wouldn't be looking at those overweight chicks, at those girls that are average. You'd be looking at the 8, 9s, and 10s, and they'll be on you. Yeah. Even if they like you for your money. But at least you can say, okay, cool, they like me for my money because I'm in a position.
Exactly.
And I've elevated myself.
You're in a position.
Then these dudes that have not elevated themselves, living with their girlfriend, living with mommy, 35 years old, 30 years old, living with mommy. Mommy pays their phone bill. Mommy pays this, mommy pays that. Really?
Food, gas, electric, everything. Literally.
If I have a problem with my washing machine, certain man I can't relate. We can't relate on that because I have to ask their mommy and daddy. Now that's crazy when you think about that.
That's terrible.
Mommy and daddy can have that conversation and say, "Raw, the council tax has gone up, you know, or the energy bills have gone up, you know." I can't have that conversation with certain man. Yeah. And then when women, you know, bring that to their attention, oh, who's she's trying to be smart with me? Who she thinks she is?
Yeah. Oh, she's gold
really
digger.
Whining and complaining and moaning and wondering why women don't want you. Go on anyway, before I pop off, because I sense myself going down, you know, the rabbit hole, and I'm going to go crazy. But go on.
As I was saying before, you dress your age, you dress appropriately. Tracksuits, caps, sliders with socks, cut all of that out. You're a grown man. You're a grown man.
Sliders with socks, eh? Didn't Lil Wayne do that?
Lil Wayne.
That's what set the trend, right? No, I just want to put that in there. Okay, continue.
His Lil Wayne though.
Okay.
Come
Sliders
on.
with socks, okay.
He's a celebrity. I'm sure they've all done it. I'm sure I saw Rick Ross do it. You know?
I expect a lot of backlash. Man can wear the sliders and socks. That's the equivalent to women saying I can wear my bonnets wherever I want to wear it.
Do you know where I wear sliders? In my house? And I know it's slightly different for women because we wear sandals and all sorts of things. Men, it's kind of limited to what you lot wear. You wear shoes, trainers, whatever the occasion. But even for me, I'm not going to wear sliders and socks outside. So let's just say
the right attire for the right occasion.
Yeah.
But I'll say this. Let's talk about the mentality of men today is effed up. They're not doing so well as far as certain kind of man is like, nah. The complainers, the whiners, they ain't doing so well. The top 20% of men, they're still doing their thing. It is what it is. But for the most part, certain men ain't leveling up. And by other men pulling their card and bringing it to their attention, they're looking at those men and saying, who are you? Rare. That's a female's mentality. Put in the comments if you disagree with what I'm saying. But for the most part, I'm going to say men need to level up. And that's why Sarah Lena was popping off. But what I'm trying to go into is, let's talk about son husbands for a second.
Okay.
Now, particularly in the black community, most of the mothers are single mothers. Let's be real. We have a lot of single mothers in the black community, and the women raise their sons to be sucking on mommy's milk for longer than they should be.
Yeah.
That's a better way of saying
Way longer.
Right? So then they're sucking on mommy's milk for longer than they should. And mommy doesn't mind cooking for them. Mommy doesn't mind doing certain things.
Washing their clothes, ironing their clothes.
That's fine when you're a certain age. That's fine. And if you're an adult and you got your ish together and you've moved out of mommy's house, you're doing your thing, and you say, "Rah, I'm going to visit mommy on the weekends. I like mommy's cooking just to spend some time." That's different.
Yeah.
But these guys live there.
Yeah.
See what you just said there? Visiting.
Exactly. I'm a guest.
But these guys, it's the norm in our community that
yes, there's a lot of men that
the son husbands. They don't know how to live in the real world.
No. And look, some people don't realize that that's what the situation is. But we're here to tell you that is the situation. If you're at home with your mum, I think you need to sit down, reflect, listen to the rest of this podcast to the end, and really think about where you are in life. If you're at home still living with your mummy and your mum doesn't have a boyfriend, husband, whatever you want to call it, she doesn't have a man in the house, you are her man.
The son husband.
That's why they call it son husband.
You're going to hear a lot of men, don't talk about my mom like that, man. Let's play the sad music. Oh. Weak.
Anyway.
Weak.
Look, if you're, like I said, you need to seriously sit and think about it. Your mum is keeping you around just for company. Because she's lonely in her house. She would be lonely without you there. So that's as basic as I can say it right now. But you honestly need to sit and think about it. Are you there because, my mum wants me around like that?
No, but it's convenient because it single mothers, they breed laziness sometimes, and they want the son husband as far as, I have a man in the house, I get masculinity, and he does what he needs to do as a man, and there's no physical bedroom fun because it's incest. But that single motherhood is very predominant in the black community.
It is, yeah.
Some may disagree, but the ones that disagree, I think you're delusional. Put in the comments if you think I'm reaching.
Yeah, well, you're not awake, are you?
Now, let's talk about Arrested Development. We done a podcast a little while ago.
Yeah.
About Arrested Development, and let me. I'm gonna say I'm also gonna put Arrested Development and loser mentality.
Okay.
Roll with winners and win, or losers and lose. That's how I'm gonna segue into this part. Arrested Development, Arrested Psychological Development basically means a stoppage of your mental development. For example, you act younger than your age.
Exactly.
I'm simplifying it in what it means. If you're concerned, if you feel this is you, do your research, put in the comments, if we can help you out and send you some links or therapy or whatever you need, we'll do that. Let me go on. You can be 35 years old, but you are a very childish. You're very childish.
Mm-hmm.
The things that you do, you'd reenact like you're a teenager.
Yeah.
So you're a grown man, but you act like you're younger than your age.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it pretty much means. Some men that go to prison, they can go to prison at the age of 16 and come out at they come out of prison when they're 28. And then they still act like they're 16. It's like a part of your life is missing.
Yeah.
Right?
You haven't grown up.
Yeah, so that's an example of arrested development. Now, I'm not putting that just to men that go prison. I'm just saying
as an
that,
example.
Yeah, that's the example. But arrested development is very predominant in the black community. I'm not saying it's just black men, but it's predominant. And I got to speak to the brothers, man, you know, because I want you to level up first. I'm going to keep it 100. And I look, I have people that I've grown with, and and put in the comments if you know what I'm talking about. You have people that you've grown up with, and you're trying to level up your game. You're doing your thing, and they're just not coming with you. And every single time you're trying to show them about leveling up, coming up in the game, they see you like you're showing off. Like, look at him. He thinks he's better than me. I've been in that same position.
Yeah.
And I know what I'm talking about. So maybe right now you're listening to this podcast and you're thinking to yourself, I want to bring this man. Maybe you're younger than me. I'm going into 40s now. Maybe you're 15 years younger than me. 20 years old. You that young guy coming up, and your friends are not aligning with where they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
But then you got to leave them guys behind, because you don't want to get into your 30s and waste all that time on guys that are just going nowhere in life. Roll with winners and win, or losers and lose. So that's my advice that I'd give to younger men.
Yeah.
And the older guys, yes, you can cash out a lot later than women can, but don't you want to reap the fruits of your labor young instead of old?
Yeah.
I'd rather reap the benefits of my labor like now, at 45 or something, than 70.
Nah,
my old ass self trying to shake. Stop it.
Trying to wind up with the young things.
It's the truth. I can keep up. I try, but you know what I mean. Come on, man. That's my thought on that. What do you think?
I would just say, when you're living at home with your mama, do you remember the TLC song?
What was that? No scrubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I would just say, men who are still living at home as a big man is a massive problem. Men who sit and complain about why they don't have things but do nothing about it is a big problem.
The whiny. Yeah.
Men who are not working and bumming it out is a big problem. Now, fellas, how can you command things from women when you don't actually bring anything to the table? Now, put in the comments if I'm wrong or if I'm right.
See, the thing is this, right? If we had the power like Thanos, and we could make women attentive, feminine, submissive tomorrow, look at the men they got to deal with.
I know.
If that were to be the situation. Okay, let's say she was to follow your lead. You're leading her off a cliff.
You're leading yourself off a cliff, and you want her to come with you.
And she's not dumb enough to follow that. She's thinking, hell no. And then when she says hell no, you say, oh, so I'm saying about these women. No, it's you. Let's keep it 100. I expect this this podcast to get low views, because I'm not talking about the B's and H's, because I'm not talking about how to get them how to smash on the first date. I'm not talking about those things. I might be talking about how to get finance, how to level up. When I talk about those things, I ain't trying to hear that.
Yep. Or you talk about how to get girls, how to F these hoes or whatever.
Maybe
else.
I should tag the video something else so they can view it. Whatever.
They'll listen to like 3 minutes of it and come out.
That's what I'm saying.
Unsubscribe.
That's what I'm saying. Think about, we're debating stuff that's basic. stuff that men should be doing. Let's touch on another part before we do that. Why do you think men are so weak? What do you think the problems are?
Why are men so weak?
Yes.
Could possibly be.
Or are they weak? Maybe you don't think they're weak.
No,
Put in
there
the comments.
are weak men. There definitely are weak men. A lot of men are becoming weaker. I'll say maybe through society, single mother households. It's all that's coming to my head right now. But
okay,
there's a lot of weak men.
So
nowadays.
we know that there is a stronger hand at large puppeteering why men is, where they're at. I'll say this, man. For men to level up, I'll put a note, right? And this is just a little snippet. If you want some more, holler at me. Maybe I hit you up some more information. I'd also suggest to keep working on the best version of yourself. I highlight this all the time.
Yeah.
Working on your finances, hygiene, haircut, creaming your skin, fitness, going to the gym, / fitness, going to the gym. So you can keep your body tight, or you can go to the gym. It depends how you want to do that. Dressing appropriately, which we spoke about earlier. Keeping busy with things that will benefit you, as in working on your purpose. Reading books, as in gaining knowledge. Leveling up. Spirituality and inner peace. Now, when I say finances, if you work on your... if men complain about women all day long and they say women ain't shish, right? Okay, cool. If you... listen, women ain't going to change. It is what it is. So what those men need to do is this. They need to work on the best version of themselves, be on their purpose, do their thing. That way, they stop the problems that will arise with the women of today.
Yeah.
You don't have to marry them. You have to wifey them or nothing. You want to smash, right? And you want to make that situation smoother.
Yeah.
A lot more easier. If you're on your grind, it's all good. If I brush my teeth, comb my hair, if my upkeep is even at a 50% level,
Basics.
I beat how much percentage of men by just doing that?
That's terrible.
Food for thought, right? If I keep my fitness up, I can do yoga classes like women.
Okay.
Or I can really push some weights, get my body tight, get myself leveled up, do my thing. Get myself muscular. I look masculine. Get my body nice.
So I'm saying
I'm beating most men because some dudes go to the gym in January and they finish going to the gym in January. Then when those dudes that stayed in the gym for how many years or from January till June,
work in.
Exactly, those dudes look at them and say, "Oh, look at him getting all those girls."
So you're a hater.
Exactly. If you just stayed with that dude and took the journey, you'd be wherever you're at in a good space. Cutting your hair. If the beard don't grow, let it go, man.
Okay.
No. If it doesn't grow, let it go.
Yeah, so just cut it off properly.
Let it go.
And sometimes when you cut it, it helps to regrow your hair anyway.
But have the goatee in it. It's fine. You got the struggling beard. Why don't you put like a skin regime as far as, things that can help your beard grow a lot more thicker and you can have that beard gang look or whatever you want to have.
Some castor oil.
Yeah. Like, exactly. Dressing appropriately. You can't be going to certain events in tracksuit. It doesn't require tracksuit. Tracksuits are for the gym.
And the gym only.
There was a survey done, right? I think a dude done a little experiment. And he typically dresses in tracksuits and, let's say, gym wear.
Yeah.
And he went around to different places, restaurants, wherever. When it was in his tracksuits, they was like, nah, weren't feeling him. But then when he dressed up in the trousers and the more grown up attire, although he said he felt uncomfortable, he said they responded to me very different.
Yeah.
So how people view you, look, how you dress is how you get addressed by people. Now, it might be uncomfortable at first as far as that, I'm not used to dressing in trousers and shoes.
It's out of the norm.
But investing in your upkeep can get you into doors that you never thought possible.
That's true.
But then me even saying that, some guys thinking, that means I got to do the work. Hey,
well, it's not hard.
You're a man.
Fellas, the next time you go shopping, instead of going JD's, Foot Locker, I don't know, what Foot Asylum, whatever, Nike, whatever
Nighttime.
whatever other shops, sports shops, because it's called sports shops. Why is it called sports shops? Because it's for sports. But anyway, instead of going into those shops, how about you go into other shops that sell trousers, shirts? It don't have to be, like proper upmarket type of.
No, man.
No,
man. You can go to the Fashion Novas, the Boohoos, and
exactly
the River
H&M,
Island.
River Island, Zara, all them places you can get some.
You don't need to splash out, man.
Nice shirts, trousers.
Don't try and be like the king. Don't try and be like me. So I'm saying.
Okay.
No, but on a serious note though, you don't need to spend like crazy amounts of money and stuff. Just get like some trousers. Make sure your upkeep's good, haircut's all good. Do that. Just for 1 week, and then see the responses that you get.
Exactly.
And then that maybe inspire you, because we shouldn't be having conversations about men leveling up and then complaining when women say, oh, this is the kind of guy that I want. Because just like you want a certain kind of woman, a woman wants a certain kind of man.
Exactly. And also, even if you was to try that for a week, you will see a total different response from women as well.
Exactly.
So not just from other people, women.
I challenge the men. I challenge the men and put in the comments if you agree or you disagree. Why don't you have every week or once every weekend, you put on some nice attire, you and your friends, and see the responses that you get. You can post the pictures to us as well, and let us know, tag us, whatever, and see the responses that you get versus when you're in tracksuit and the wrong attire. When you got the nice upkeep, smell good, fragrances on, hair faded up, all good, got flash shades on. Put that response. Tell us, did you get a better response versus the gym life?
How many choosing
even though you don't go gym?
How many choosing signals did you get from women compared to in your tracksuit sports attire and women looking at you like they're not looking at you as in choosing signals, women are looking at you like, how old are you?
Exactly.
Some big grown man
you got mayonnaise on your lip or something. But what I'll say is this though, man. I feel what Sarah Lean is saying as far as men do need to step up and stop the whining. Basic stuff like a roof over your head, whether that be a hostel. I understand that we fall on hard times, and then maybe we need to go back to our mom's house for whatever reason. Everyone's circumstances are different.
Yeah.
But I'm saying at least have a goal where you're saying, I'm going to work my way up as far as bettering myself. And these are the stepping stones I've got to take in order to get there. Don't be complaining and saying, I'm not getting the outcomes that I want. I want 8, 9s, and 10s, and I'm not getting these women. And when these women are saying, well, this is the kind of man I require, don't turn around and say, oh, she's a gold digger because she has requirements too. Exactly. That's all I'm saying. Men need to level up. That's where I'm at with it. I'll segue into my last question.
Okay.
And this is for the viewers. Question, fellas, be honest. Would you allow your daughter to date a guy just like you? Put in the comments. So if you know you're that guy we're speaking on, don't come with that girl mentality, that female mentality. Like, no, man, what's he talking about? My man's reaching, yada, yada, yada. Keep it 100, man. Keep it 100. And say, would you want your daughter to date someone just like you? And if you say no to that, then you know what I'm saying is true.
Yeah.
You know that, right? I've got to level up, I've got to get my roof over my head.
Yeah.
This happened.
Certain things
I've got to stop complaining. I've got to do what I need to do as far as leveling myself up. That's all I'm saying. Would you want to say as far as, closing out?
Well, to be honest with you, a lot of women, maybe not a lot of women, but me for sure, and clearly Sarah Lena, where it's really annoying to actually hear men complain.
I know, it's sad.
About doing things.
Basics.
Or complain about women not doing certain things. They're complaining about she's not being submissive. She doesn't respect me. I don't think she's taking me seriously. Well, why do you think? Mm-hmm. Why do you think? If you're not doing even the simple basics, which should be for yourself, not for women, not for anyone else, just for you, and you're not doing the basics, then why would a woman want to take you on board? What are you bringing to the table?
Exactly.
Men love to say, oh, what are you girls bringing to the table?
Exactly.
Yes, some women are not bringing nothing to the table.
Damn right.
But if you can't even do the basics just from being an adult, then what can you bring to the table when a woman is looking for a relationship?
You know,
what
men,
can you
men
give
are saying, I'm bringing me to the table.
Oh, the reverse. Nah,
see,
that's not
think about the
answer.
mentality. But
exactly.
That's what I said. Would you let your daughter, whether you have one or in the future if you had one, would you allow your daughter to date someone just like you? Put in the comments and let me know what you think. That's where I'm at with it.
Yep.
What do you want to add?
I'll just say, get on your grind. Stop this lazy, bummy mentality. Get on your grind. Find your purpose. If you're sitting around doing nothing, try getting a job or try working for yourself. Do something.
We was nice today. You see, because I could have popped off. I could have a lot more harsher stuff. I tried to be a little bit more politically correct, but seriously, man, when I first started doing these podcasts and things of this nature, this whole social media thing, I saw where men was going wrong, and I wanted to kind of make a difference and kind of help men to level up and put themselves in a certain position where they could be on the incline.
Yeah,
I'm not saying to you I'm perfect. I ain't saying that, but I'm saying I've seen a lot of things where even me, where I effed up. Reflection,
exactly,
self-evaluation, and I'm saying, you know what, men need some help. That's what actually inspired me to start this. I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this for my own reasons, as far as helping men level up. Of course, I want women to level up too, but men need help. That's why I started this. So I don't need to think that I'm being Mr. Perfect and I'm being all facetious and whatnot. I'm doing this to help you.
Yeah.
So I'm coming from a noble place. That's why I started even doing any of this.
I feel the same way, because when I look at women of today, it's just like, I'm just shaking my head all the time.
God damn.
Some of the things I hear, some of the things I see them do, it's like, come on, man, we have to do better than this, man. You know, I'll hear a lot of complaints from women as well, saying, oh, I can't find no man, or men ain't nothing, men are dogs, men are bums, men are this, men are that, but they haven't really even worked on their self either. So the same way we're telling guys to level up, women need to do the same thing as well.
Exactly.
So that's my reasons for also starting this podcast.
Cool, man. You see, that was kind of a nice ending. I'm S.Banks TV.
And I'm JD Network.
Peace. We out.
Peace.